Yes, zubra ba ba ba. First, want to give thanks and praise to the Most High. Give thanks for life. Earlier on, we had Sister Bernadette was here, and she talked about the stallion. You know, what worked wonders in the bedroom. And we encourage many people to buy that product. It's only £6, and it works wonders. So you know, we definitely want to encourage people. So that's very very important to Baba Son Tony, Baba Son Son Tony Tony. You see all kind of interviews, and that one with Sister Bernard, that health product is very powerful. So yes. Anyway, I don't have time to really blagger. Again, we're in the great man presence in his space. Tony Barbershop is one of the greatest man in the world. You know, in terms of he's very generous, very caring, and someone I definitely love and admire. Anyway, Shikira, you're in the house, you know, and you look lovely as usual. You look very elegant, my sister, very lovely, I must say. And today's a warm day, you know, warm day. And again, we get the loss of our Mama Dali, so we want to condolence to her. But anyway, we want to go straight to the chase straight to the point, because Shakira is in the house. And Shakira, I know you have an opening to talk about your health. Is it health clinic? Am I right to say that? Or
yeah.
Health clinic?
Natural health.
Natural health clinic, right? Let people know about this health clinic and when the opening and etc. my sister. Let's go straight to it now.
Okay, well, hopefully everything going all right. The clinic is going to be opened at the end of this month. The Ethnomedical Clinic, that's the name of my clinic. It's a new and unique service in that it's based on a client's ethnicity, genetics, and biochemical makeup. So anyone that comes through the doors, they'll be assessed accordingly to their ethnicity, whether they be Caucasian, African, Asian. So the assessments will be carried out, taking that into consideration. During a consultation, a client will be required to complete a questionnaire that's based on their medical history, current and previous, before any action can be taken. A body analysis scan will be carried out as well, which will determine the current status of a client's health, and once that has been done, treatment, if necessary, will be given. So whatever the client's condition, whether it's an undiagnosed condition or something that has already been diagnosed, we'll be able to help them, you know, with a course of action to help them to heal themselves. I'm not a medical doctor, but I am a qualified nutritional therapist, and my background is in biochemistry, and I think I've got a lot of knowledge due to my ongoing research over the last 10 to 15 years. So I do know a lot about the human body. I have qualifications in anatomy and physiology. So that is quite good for me as a practitioner, because I can look at the composition of the body and what is going on in the cells before I decide on a course of treatment. So the Ethnomedical Clinic is all about helping people to heal themselves, as opposed to saying I can cure whatever it is you've got. I'm just there to help you heal yourself. Now give you the knowledge and the advice on how to do that.
Let me just jump in here. So the clinic opens from what time? What time it closes from? Yeah.
The clinic will be opening from 10 o'clock in the morning to about 8 o'clock in the evening. Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday.
Saturdays by appointment only, and Sunday is closed.
Okay. And so, therefore, is it it's not it's a drop in?
No, it's not going to be a drop-in because even though it's a natural health clinic, there'll be other things going on there. I will be stocking a certain amount of natural health products and supplements and books and anything that I think will be of value to someone. There's going to be workshops held on a weekly basis, health workshops for people to attend. There is going to be an advice and support group held there as well for women, and also a prostrate health cancer / clinic for men, reproductive and sexual health clinic for women, also weight management, a clinic for children as well. We're going to have a separate clinic for children as well. You know, anything that is a medical condition, doesn't matter what it is. If anybody wants any advice on treatment, they can come to the clinic and we'll help them as best as we can.
Okay then. So, for example, because just to be clear, if, for example, if I have like prostate or change my prostate, I can ring you the clinic and come down there.
Yeah.
Okay then. So I have to ring first and come down there. It's not like a place we just off the street just come down because you have to. We need an appointment early on a weekend, but I'm just wondering to come down there. You still have to make an appointment to.
Yeah, you do, but on certain days, the separate clinics are going to run on different days. I think Thursdays have been allocated for the men's health and prostate.
So it's a drop-in for men can come in.
There will be a drop-in clinic for men, to do with their prostate health. And also there's other things. I know there's a lot of talk on what to do to cure prostate cancer and to do with the medicines and things like that, but in the clinic that I'll be running, there's a few other things that don't get discussed. The doctors don't tell men about these different things and what they can do to help themselves.
Okay.
Things like, they sometimes recommend that men do pelvic floor exercises.
Right.
For some men, they either can't do them properly or they find it a bit difficult to do. So there are devices that they can use to help with things like incontinence and to strengthen their pelvic floor as well.
Right.
So that kind of information is what we'll be giving out.
Okay. What I was going to say is that, you've been working quite tirelessly, in terms of putting this together because you're the brains, and we need to salute you, the kind of hard work you've been doing because you seem to be always busy. Every time I speak to you, you seem to be doing this and that, getting this ready, and you can bust a beat at times. But when would the opening will be? I know you got a launch coming up soon, yeah?
Yeah, because there were some problems with the premises, it's like it's kind of pushed it back a bit. So you're not too sure. So yeah. I'm hoping by the end of this month everything could be sorted out and I can open the doors.
Open the doors and stuff. Okay, what I want to do is use the opportunity, if people want to contact, is there an email address or a website?
There is a website. The old website for the clinic was www.ethnomedicalclinic.co.uk. That one is still active. The new one, which is the same name, Ethnomedical Clinic, but that is .com. That one is being worked on. That one isn't actually active at the moment, but that is the main one that's going to be used once it's finished. The contact number is 0208 292 1517.
Say it again, please.
0208 292 1517, or the mobile number is 07471 904 Sorry, 607.
Say it again.
I do believe I've given out that number wrong several times. I've actually got the last 6 digits and put them around the wrong way because
Okay.
I remember giving it out before, but it's 07471 904 607.
Okay then. I want to jump here now and look at the book you're contributing to. You feel hot, yeah? Yeah. Feel hot. The book you're contributing, because you'll be writing about the whole thing about is it precision of sex?
No.
I keep saying precision of sex. That's what I've written down.
I'm writing about sexual styles
Oh, sexual styles.
and love styles,
Okay.
and a little bit about sexual anorexia, but also how to have a fulfilling relationship.
Right. Okay then. So,
I won't be talking about the physicalities of it, like like doing it in positions and things like that. Now,
okay then.
it's nothing like that.
So, what makes you want to write about that particular that segment, so to speak?
Because it's something that it's something that's important to me in my own relationships.
Okay.
It's something that when I was a lot younger, I had a lot of trouble. Like it's kind of you don't want to talk about it. You feel like you can't talk about it. But as I got older and wiser and everything, it's a subject matter that I don't have no problem talking about. I find it very easy to talk about it. The nice bits and the bad bits. And I think that people need to not see it as something taboo or bad, because some people do view sex as something that is bad. If you view it like that, and that it's, that you've got something wrong with you if you enjoy it a lot, or if you don't like it, it's a lot of people have hang-ups about sex.
Right.
They don't really talk about it a lot in most relationships. When people meet someone, you don't actually start talking about sex. Your needs and this, that, and the other right at the beginning, because I suppose you might frighten someone away if you start talking about.
When you say
part of it.
we don't talk about sex, I mean, what do you mean? I mean, in terms of I can't see people that would, but some people I believe the first thing on their mind, right? But I mean, when you get mature, I don't think it'll be the first thing you want to talk about sex. Are you saying that we should talk about sex? Because
I think near the beginning, yes, you do have to talk about it.
But if you're talking about commitment,
Not straight away. You don't like go on a date and then you start talking about what kind of sexual style you are and things like that. But I think if you start, because I always believe in starting off as friends first, getting to know that person. But when you decide that you want to take it to the next level, then you have to talk about those things.
Okay, because I want to know what you really talk about. So what you're saying, for example, well, to be clear, that if you're talking about having a committed relationship with someone, then it's important that you do talk about sex in terms of how I like to have sex, what position or sex styles. So you're saying those things need to be...
Yeah, because you might end up with someone who's a bit of a, I don't know,
boring,
sadomasochistic tendencies, and you're not.
Yeah.
That person might try and cajole you into getting involved in certain practices that they're interested in.
And you're not,
And you're not.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So I think if you meet someone, you have to find out what kind of sexual style
I never thought about that. I never thought that, and I think that's
if you
important.
met someone and you're quite adventurous and open and outgoing, but you've met this woman who's quite shy and quite naive in that department, and your previous experiences have been very,
Venturous.
And you meet someone and they don't want to go down that road.
Okay.
They think that you're freaky or pervert or you're sex mad or something like that. and they're not having none of it.
Yeah.
So what would you do?
Yeah.
What would you do if you met someone like that? That you had certain preferences, but this person, regardless, they're not even going to try it or whatever.
That's going to be a challenge. That's going to be a challenge, because I know that would be a challenge. I would try my best to talk, because it could be something they're not really exposed to, and to some extent you probably don't want to go down that road with them. You know what I mean? Because the question what I would do, I can't really say it at that time. I would definitely like to have a discussion with them. Definitely. So forth, but it could be something they're just not exposed to and don't want to do. So, okay then. But in terms of yourself now, I mean, how did you get involved with the whole thing of because you said that you've studied what you studied again? You studied
You mean to do sexology?
No, not sexology. I'm talking about. We moved from sexology.
Sorry.
Yeah. You studied sexology?
Yeah.
Seriously?
I wanted to be a therapist.
I didn't know that.
I even set up my own.
Oh, you studied sexology?
Yeah, I did years ago. I actually set up my own website, and I wanted to do it as a therapist, as a sexual therapist. But then it didn't last very long.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, people didn't receive it very well. The fact that it was quite a few years ago.
So
and,
how long you studied that for? How long?
It was for 2-3 years.
2-3 years.
I wanted to set up my own practice as a sex therapist.
Okay then.
But private practice. But in the end, I just shelved the idea because a lot of people actually didn't want to talk about.
Didn't want to talk about it.
Sex.
Alright, so why? I didn't talk about sex, but I was talking about something else. But you.
Sorry. I'm not preoccupied.
In the we done in the past, but let's talk a little about sex, because why is it you think that people don't want to talk about sex? In fact, when you come again, we've talked about the ultimate. I think it was a sex. That's your area. Well, one of your disciplines.
Yes, it's one of the areas I know a lot about.
Totally, I forget to write that down what his sex thing is, because we know he's an expert in this particular area there. So yeah. So why do you feel that people don't want to talk about sex?
Their religious background and all that sort of thing. Their church.
Yeah, a lot of
period.
people who are religious.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. What are you saying?
I'm saying a lot of people who are religious.
Religious, yeah.
They have sometimes a big problem. Embarrassment. The way you've been brought up to believe that it's for women sometimes if you're very kind of free that way, you're made to feel as if it's not the way you should be. Yeah,
but I mean, when you talk to them, is that what they say?
Well, when I was doing it and I was talking to people about it, what it was mostly to do with the actual act of itself and what happens in the bedroom, or they don't want to do, or the partner wants them to do such and such, and they don't want to do it, and it's like a lot of people have a lot of problems with oral sex. They would not do it. They don't want to know. And there was one person who she said no, she's not doing it. So I had said to the guy that what would you do if that person doesn't want to go down that road? He basically said, well, he would go and find somebody who could.
Oh, who could do that?
Yeah, but he was not going to leave her.
Right.
He was basically saying that he would probably seek it out somewhere else.
Okay, that's quite interesting. And resolve that now. That can you can imagine that that cause breakup in the relationship, because obviously if he's not getting it if he's not feel satisfied from his wife, right, he will go out the door and get it for somewhere else. Yeah, and based on that, what he wants from his sexual and that stuff. Yeah, okay, that's.
A lot of people do that anyway. They will go what they can't get from that particular person, they may get it from someone else.
And would you say that that's the reason why people have affairs or cheat? I use the word affairs, but cheat in that context, the because they're not getting it from their partners or their husband or wife, and therefore they will get it from somewhere else, satisfy their need. Would you say that's the reason why?
Well, sometimes, not all the time, but there are a lot of people who do go for someone else. They wouldn't want to leave their partner because of it, but they will go and seek whatever it is that's missing, or that person's not interested in from someone else.
Right. Okay, because it'd be good to have a conversation in the near future. You'll think about why people have affairs and so forth. You know,
some people are just greedy. Some people are just greedy. Like they just. There's nothing wrong with what they have. They're just greedy. They just want to have more.
Okay then. Okay. So you said some people just.
Some people are just greedy.
Just greedy. They're just not satisfied.
Yeah, they.
Just not satisfied. Okay then. All right. Let's come back to the original question I asked you. So, was it you studied before? Yeah.
The nutritional therapy or the biochemistry?
No, you studied. You said you went to college. You said you done I don't went to university, but you said you studied for a period of time.
Which area? I've done a lot of things.
It was in the health side of stuff, right?
Health, yeah.
Yeah. What have you studied then? Just let people know.
I've studied nutritional therapy.
Nutritional therapy.
I've done biochemistry. I've studied. I did homeopathy, but I didn't really feel that. That wasn't something that I wanted.
So
to
nutritional therapy. Yeah. How long you done it for? That was.
That course I did was for 2 years.
For 2 years, okay.
But I'm coming to the end of the Japanese holistic healing practitioner course that I'm currently doing, which has taken quite a while. But that covers a whole load of different things. Colour therapy, crystal healing, light therapy.
Colour therapy. I've heard people mention it, but what's the benefit? What's the benefit of
Well, actually, colour therapy is quite good for your body, quite healing.
Okay.
There's different colours that they use for different ailments in the body. Like they have the violet rays and they have the blue and the orange and different ailments they will use that particular light for healing. So sometimes when you're doing healing, it's just you could have like a coloured light. Like when I'm doing the massage therapy, it would be a coloured candle or that light giving off that colour hue at the time. I think violet is the one that is mostly used for the immune system and things like that. And
but the colour therapy, it depends on the individual, but would you use that to kind of make you more calm? Or?
Yeah.
Okay then.
Colour does, I think that what people don't understand is colour can affect you, a lot. It's like the red. Red is a very powerful colour. It's not a colour for people who are really hot-tempered people. Because if you're quite got a short fuse or you're somebody who gets agitated very easily, a lot of red will just increase it.
Okay.
But for somebody who's a bit not like that, it's good for them to use red because it will increase the levels in their body.
Right.
Make them a bit more outgoing, maybe.
Things like blue. How do you see blue?
Blue is calm.
Yeah, I was going to say, I find blue very calm, relaxing. Yeah, blue.
And green tends towards health.
Towards health,
and things like that. And yellow to do with the intellect.
Yeah. But people tend to use that more to do with the sort of energy or something. Yeah. Okay then. Okay. I never really thought.
In energy, they use colour in energy healing differently than you can use it like in designing your home and things like that. You can put different areas of colour in the home.
And how do you see black? Would you use black as part of your therapy or?
Black is actually quite a powerful colour, but people see it it's kind of associated with darkness and dark things, but it's not really. I think that if you see it as that, that is how it will be. If you see black and regard black as being the things to do with badness, darkness, what people will shy away from.
Yeah, because it's what we associate ourselves with black. Because, for example, we go to a funeral, we're dressed in black, you know, black male and this and that. So it's what we've been taught. But I mean, black is a very powerful sort of colour, you know, and so forth. But the question I'm going to ask you, because I mean, you're so much. I have so much information when it comes to everything about health, and obviously you've done a lot of studying, and you're still studying now, you know. What made you gain your thing of health? What?
My own bad health. My own.
Oh yeah, I think you were saying.
Yeah, I was diagnosed with lupus.
Lupus, and
over 35 years.
35 years.
And you know, it took 10 years for me to get an actual proper diagnosis.
Seriously?
Yeah, I didn't know what was wrong. I was so ill. They tested me for everything, every autoimmune disorder. Then they said you've got some form of rheumatism. But then I got the lupus rash, and that's how I knew that it must be lupus. And I had a skin biopsy, and they said that I've got discoid lupus. There's no cure for it. They gave me some hydrocortisone cream to put on my scalp, and then that didn't work. So when I eventually got to see a rheumatologist, they put me on steroid medication.
Okay.
So I was on prednisone, and they used to give me an injection in my scalp for the lesions on my scalp. But I was using it too much. And I went back to the doctor. They said, stop. You're not supposed to use it like that, because it actually thins the skin. And it will thin the skin, not just the skin where I was putting it, but the skin on my body.
Skin your body.
So
yeah.
it kind of affected my skin, that I was bruising very easily, I scar very easily. So I...
Okay then. So we've got about at least about a minute left on here, right? Again, we have to give thanks for you to be here, my sister, because the second time we want to bring you again because you've got so much to offer and to give. Again, just give us your website and your number one more time for us, please.
The website is www.ethnomedicalclinic.com or ethnomedicalclinic.co.uk. The phone number is 0208 292 1517.
Okay, Shikira, it's good to have you here. Yeah, again, this is your life.